Are you ready? Hajime. We're going second with our Lunalight. What are we going to use our Impulse, our Ash Blossom onto? We're going to Impulse negate the effect of Baldrake, the ability to banish the Dragon Roar and summon the Baldrake. Thus, the Roar's not now going to be triggering to summon from the deck, which is another effect that we can negate with Ash. Obviously, do not use your Ash to negate a Thunderdragon Dark adding from the deck. Definitely not. So an interesting ruling on the Thunderdragon Colossus. It states that a Thunder monster's effect was activated in the hand. If you're not negating the activation, then it doesn't matter if you negate the effect. It still meets the requirement that a Thunder was activated, but then the effect was negated. So how do we deal with this? It is going to be very difficult to beat, right? Because per Thunder in the grave, it can protect itself from destruction. If by battle or card effect it would be destroyed, banish a Thunder instead. That's 3 times at least. And then we can't add from the main deck to our hand. We can't Gold Leo add. We could send a Hound summon from the deck. What do we do? Well, summon Gold Leo, and I can't do anything with that, but we can add from the graveyard back to the hand if we want to. Hound attempting to summon for the deck, Ash Blossom negate the summon for the deck. So as you attempt to do the only interaction that's allowed with the deck is you can't add, what now? Well, we could send from the deck, then add, still with Gold Leo. We'll add the Chick back to our hand. And with the Chick being added back to the hand, we already used up our normal summon. And, okay, very good. There you go. If you want to beat Lunalight, just summon a Thunderdragon Colossus, turn 1, and everything's all right. Damn. Dark effect to search the deck for a Thunderdragon card being negated. The banish effect is okay to negate. The effect of searching for another dark is obviously not okay. Bystialing it up. Thunderdragon Bystials. The Titan is here. Clean up this duel. Discard, activate. You could chain link block that if you want to. Otherwise, non-target pop a card in the field. And just like that, lethal damage. That was game 3. All right. Let's keep on going. All right. We have Mitsurugi versus Monarch Mitsurugi. Is that the way to make Monarchs good? Full loss and Maxi in response to committing to summon from the deck. That's going to be a draw 2. Rip. Come forth as we go into the Saji. Draw 1, draw 2. Saji activates a search. We didn't want to Ash that. Huh. We're going to use the prayers, which we're now going to use the Ash onto the prayers, negating the effect to search for a monster and be able to reborn a monster onto the field, which I guess we would then use for tribute summoning, right? Grab a Murakumo from the deck, and now we're going to get into the Monarch engine. We're still under the effect of Full Loss and Maxi. Do not touch the deck or extra deck. Summoned from the deck. Draw 2 more cards. Now, Monarchs love to banish, and under the effect of Lancia, there is no more banishing for you. So if you wanted to check that yourself, I guess a good way to do that, you type in Monarch, semicolon, the word banish, and look at that. All these cards have something to do with banishing. Banish this from the graveyard to do something. Ban it. If this is in the graveyard, you can target one of your banished cards, okay? You could banish a Monarch spell trap card from your graveyard. A ton of effects are now stopped, but we are still whipping out Zaborg, the Mega Monarch. Now, this card is better than I thought it was. You choose the cards for your opponent to send to the graveyard if you have the additional effect of if this card was tribute summoned by tributing a light monster. Did we gain that additional effect? We tributed off a light monster, right? We tributed a light monster, so we got to choose. I was under the impression that the opponent uses their own extra deck to send. Damn. We have the Farragut triggering to draw. We have the Garura to draw, so we're going to draw 2 here. And no Herald of Arc Light, which is quite interesting. The other effects are also quite powerful. We have in graveyard the Wind Pegasus. If any of our cards get destroyed, we're going to trigger to non-target descendant card on the field to the graveyard, right? Shuffle it back in the deck. And it does target, though. So you target after one of your cards get destroyed. But even cooler is the Dirac cards. Dirac cards in the graveyard are going to be able to, whenever you want, wipe the entire field with the Dirac freaking Meteor. And I believe we have the setup to do it twice. Double field wipe. And I guess this card's not going to really do much. Or you could banish this to target a monster on the field, destroy. It's going to be a spell speed 1 during your own turn. We're going to send a Prime Monarch from the deck to the grave now. 9 cards in the hand. If I were Abdullah, I'd be rushing to the Dirac and reading, how the heck does this work? During the opponent's turn, banish this and another Dirac to summon the meteor, then wipe the field. How do we deal with that? We also have to deal with the Call of the Grave. We're going to ice into a Sword. Sword is going to be searching for an X Ryzeal. As we further go into the Light Dragon, good idea. What does this provide? It provides an additional effect of detach a material when you would be destroyed by card effect. If any monster would be destroyed, you could detach instead. So now we have protection from the first Dirac Meteor. We're going to tribute off the Saji with the prayer, searching for the Habakiri. Reborn back the Saji, activate to search our deck as we're going to be chaining the Prime Monarch. Prime Monarch is banishing a Monarch card to summon itself onto the field. Field forth. As we're now setting up the Ritual, we want a big Murakumo field wipe play. What the heck did it just do? This, when banished, you target a card to add a Monarch with the same attribute, and then you could perform that tribute summon right then and there? I didn't know about this effect. So we could summon a Caius and banish away the Light Dragon so they lose out on their destruction protection. It's gone. 2 of your bodies to make this now banished. We're going to summon an X Ryzeal, sending the Aggregator, further searching for the Node Ryzeal. We are committing Mitsurugi Ritual. We have no destruction protection. We're going to get Dirac Meteored. But how do we get Dirac Meteored if we have no cards in hand and the Murakumo will just negate? We are screwed, mate. Unless we have a way to add a card to our hand in some way. I don't think we do. Maybe he tries to negate the finger. That is what Marco is coping for. Please try to negate that so I can make my real play. He's gonna do it. He doesn't do it. Abdullah is not gonna fall for it. Negate and banish the Habakiri. Wipe away the field. He knows that this is a true Omni negate. It's gonna negate whatever we want. Well, the Wind Pegasus is triggering to shuffle this back in the deck. And it's getting Chain Link blocked. We can't even stop the Wind Pegasus. So before this gets shuffled back into the deck, we may as well just negate the effect of Adia, which is simply adding a card from the graveyard back to the hand, or the banishment, that is. Goodbye to the Murakumo. Now we have another problem. As right away, when he makes a duo drive, the effect of the Dirac would be negated. So we know that it is paramount to make our play right here, right now. Dirac Astro, banishing itself plus the other one to summon the Dirac Meteor. Activate. Wipe the entire field, including itself. Now, can we do it again? We cannot. Did we banish the wrong card? Marco, I have a question. Why did Astro banish Astro? Isn't Astro supposed to banish the other one? Marco is saying, yes, DK, you are right. It was a misclick. Okay, so he should have been able to summon another Dirac Meteor. That's unfortunate. All is good, my friend. Let's hope you top a deck into something good, yes? Purification is going to be no good. We have Lancia, which, does that hurt us a bit? We do have the quick effect of the Prime Monarch to chain in response to not being able to banish by banishing a card to summon itself onto the field. And then, I mean, this is such a crazy good card. When did this come out, right? Or not this one, it's the wrong one. This one, they look the freaking same. Well, we don't have another one of this one. When this card is banished, it then is able to search a Monarch, then summon it right away. What the hell? Yeah, we're just ending our turn. Okay, what is this card good for? This card wasn't good when banished. This card's not good in our hand. You have to reveal a monster in your hand to activate whatever this does. Damn. Node, Ryzeal. Reveal one monster in your hand. The Adia was going to add a card that was banished back to our hand. I think it was trying to add back this one, which would have sent a Monarch card from the deck to the graveyard, and then what? Maybe that could have resulted in some sort of way to get a monster in the hand to then make this even activatable, possibly. Obviously, the dual one is over, but that's okay. We'll hop into another one. And, you know, we got to keep in mind, what is even in Abdullah's extra deck? There isn't even a duo drive to begin with. So, you know what? I would take all that back. We didn't have to wipe the field early when they activated Ryzeal Cross. You looked at his extra deck. You saw that he does not have any other... I guess he could return the duo drive. Okay, so to be fair, if he would have crossed the duo drive back in the extra deck, we wanted to wipe the field before that. That then makes sense. Code Igniter, which allows us to Ritual Summon. We're going to be blocking the attack. Discard a card to ensure it gets reborn. Wipe it out. We did lose out on the Code Igniter attack. Marco off the top of the deck, whatever it is, the Murakumo negates. Unless we negate something in grave, or at least attempt to do so. forcing him to discard a card if he wants to resolve the effect of the Eidos, which he is in fact doing. We now have the Idia, which is going to reborn, and then summon from the deck an Eidos. We're now going to use the Duke of Demise. Banish this card, add a Fiend in the graveyard back to the hand. We have Caius. This duel is far from over. What the heck, Marco? Banishing away the Murakumo. Skull Knight popping a monster on the field. Do we have a chance to win this? What is going on? Reveal 3 Monarch cards, and then your opponent adds one of them to your hand. We then draw and Lockbird them, which would be another card that adds to the hand, thus we can't make any more plays with that. Prime Monarch, reborn back onto the field again, Abdullah. With your 8 extra deck cards being sent to the graveyard, that is what's screwing up the duel. Right away, Marco sent away the Duo Drive, a Detonator, a Twins, an Imps, the Searcher for the Lancia, the Masquerade, so the 7 Tachyon is just dead. We can't even use it because the card that enables it was sent to the grave. We only play 1 Detonator. Oh my Jesus. Wow! Marco won an unwinnable duel. All thanks to Zaborg. Screw up their extra deck. Make sure that you're the one looking at their extra deck and send all of those cards to the grave. Damn. We have a single Ash, but a finger for our Ash. That is not good. Murakumo is going to be our field wipe plus, forcing them to discard. We're going to have the ability to have 4 disruption in addition to that, so that's going to be 6, 7, 8. 8 disruption plus a drone Lockbird, 9. What do we do here? We're going to negate the Saji, normal summon attempting to search, as we're now going to be sending to the graveyard for the Monarch's Revolt. We're going to force you to, again, discard another card. Let's get rid of our bricked Murakumo. Reveal, as I believe the opponent chooses what to add to the hand, and then we're going to draw in Lockbird. No more adding for the rest of this turn. Further revolting engraved a special summon for the hand, then ending our turn. Would this have searched our deck? Oh my Jesus. Rip. Well, maybe the next duel we could set up that early Zaborg, yes? Call by the grave, fingering the in-grave Murakumo. We're going to chain the Detonator to wipe away the Saji on the field. Wipe it. We just need the, very easy, the Kusanagi is going to add it back if we want to commit to our normal summon there. Saji with the mirror. Kusanagi, come back to me, and this is where we just scoop or we wait for him to finish us. Drive is going to attach from engrave. Drive is going to be searching the deck. And then, what else are we doing here? Just do the lethal damage. Get the Murakumo. Wipe them out. Get finishing. We have the Light Dragon, which could wipe out a monster, plus give us destruction protection. If he would have the Drac Meteor, it would wipe the whole field. His own field and our monsters would be protected. Ash, negate the Tessera effect to summon from the deck mate, right? I think it was sending from the, yeah, summon from the deck. Lethal damage. Let's hop into game number 3. All right, let's go. This will be a duel. Pantheism, draw 2. Maxi, don't finger it. Don't do it, it's a trap. Marco did not fall for it. Ain't no way. Marco sensed the Lancia in his hand somehow. We're now banishing. He did not activate the Lancia early before the ban. Now he's like, damn, these cards are banishing way too quickly. He snuck that out on me. Let's just get the Lancia in now. Fingers the Lancia. Just like that. Passed on the call by the graving of the Max C, saved it for the Lancia, and if he used it on the Max C, as I said earlier, it would have done nothing. The Lancia would have then stopped it. So now we could freely banish from the graveyard, but we still have that Gamma. The trick against Gamma is maybe we chain link block a very important effect. Is that going to be the case? We're going to Prime Monarch, banish from the graveyard to summon itself onto the field, tribute it off. Is this the Gamma? This is it. We're going to activate the effect. Would I Gamma this? Adding a Monarch, I don't think I would want to Gamma adding. I would probably try to wait for a Zaborg. Now, Marco, how easily can you chain link block the Zaborg effect? You summon Zaborg, you activate it right. I think it's a trigger effect on summon. If something could be a higher chain link, then the Gamma can't stop it. I'm not sure your capabilities here. We are even chain link blocking the one on the field. This is going to add this to your hand or special summon. We're going to add it back to the hand here. That's the Zaborg. It does trigger on summon. So if we could Chain Link block this, we're going to win the duel. Even under Max C. We're going to activate the Eidos, make one face-up attribute, become that attribute, sure. Please have a Chain Link block. This is it. Gamma negates and destroys. If something in grave is not triggering, then we're negated. Woo! What is this? If this card's sent from the field to the graveyard, your opponent can apply this preceding effect. Also, Abdullah's like, I don't want to. No! What the? Actually Chain Link blocked. Holy shite. He is going to be looking at his extra deck and ripping cards, right? We have the effect to look. We're not just making them send. Yeah, you turn it into a light. By turning the Eidos into a light, we gain that additional effect of you choose the cards to send. Now, is it similar to the first duel? What did we choose? We got rid of the Imps. He already has the Habakiri. That's unfortunate. We got rid of the Masquerade. So the 7th Ascension's now a dead card. This can't search for any Ryzeal. Ain't no way. Their one Duo Drive is gone. Their one Detonator is gone. Their Eclipse Twins is in grave. It does not trigger. There has to be a properly summoned Xyz to even use its effect. We can't search for a Lancia. We can't send to negate with the X Ryzeal. And we can't even do Garsh, draw, or Reborn, nor double the attack. This is going to be all about the Mitsurugi engine. Verigit's going to draw, return back. Aru's going to draw. Herald of Arclight is going to search the deck. So we're adding 3 cards right now. So as you can see, what was much more important than a Maxi would have been to have a Droll and Lockbird instead. Return back to the deck. That is the Maxi draw there. Now we're also going to be under Fool Loss. This is a bit unfortunate here. He is now going to draw 2 cards. We got a big win on the Zaborg, deleting 8 cards out of the extra deck, but now he's drawing 2. And the Ryzeal Cross, what does it do? Target 2 of your Ryzeal Xyzes in the graveyard, your Duo Drive, your Detonator, return them back into the extra deck. Now, we are able to wipe out the Cross in the previous duel. Are we able, I mean, we are able to do so, but we should do that right away. Now, Abdullah should know that. He knows how important it is to wipe out the Cross. This should be his first play. He should not commit any other card to the field, force him to wipe out the Cross early with the Dirac Meteor, then make your additional plays. Now, in our extra deck, we got the Dynamundo, we have some rank 8 Xyzes, we have a Ritual Enabler, we have an Exciton Knight, we also have a Light Dragon. Sure. The Fool Loss is randomly returning a card from the hand back in the deck. Now, our only form of disruption is forcing them to discard a card, and they have 9 cards. This is obviously not anything. Now, is there another form of disruption? Do they have that spell combo where they could banish the spell, right? I think it's this one. So we have another disruption. Banish this card from the graveyard, search for a Caius, then banish something on the field. So we have at least 2 disruptions, I'd say. Unless there's a secret one. He knew it. He knew it. He shotgunned this as I said he should, but Marco did not respond. Marco, should you have tried to search for a Caius? Was that a capability? I'm not sure what you could do here. Where's the card that gets banished? This card. This card. They all look the freaking same. If this card's banished, target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Only your opponents. We can't even search the Caius to banish the Cross with this play. Ain't no way. And he's doing exactly what I said. He's going to return back the Duo Drive, return back the Detonator. Now he may be in trouble. And this Murakumo pretty much only enabled a Triple Tactics talent because we have so many cards to discard for free. We now can take control. We could draw 2. We could look at their hand. What are we going to do? This is looking really bad for Marco. And also, I messed up with the disruptions. We had a discard. We have a banish with Caius. We also have the Dirac Meteors, which there should be 2 of them. We should double Dirac Meteor. So this is at least 4 disruption. And unless we count the Wind Pegasus, that'd be 5. So if we count Wind Pegasus, we're now down to 4. We have the Pegasus, Meteor, and a Caius play. 4 forms of disruption. This is the Meteor. We're going to wipe away the field. We're going to force him to discard a card. That's fine. We have 2 cards to discard. Let's wipe away 1. Drac, Astro, summon the Drac Meteor. And with the Meteor, wipe the entire field. And we do have another one. Ash, negate the Tessera effect to summon from the deck mate. So we have a Wind Pegasus, a Meteor field wipe, and we also have a Caius play. Caius is dependent on them having a Dark Monster. Well, it's a Dark Monster meta, and we're doing that right now, right? That's the right card we banished. We search for a Caius. I did not know the deck could do this. I love it. This is like the third week into Monarchs, and I'm finally learning that they could do something in the opponent's turn? Damn. All right, Eidos is going to be reborning itself back onto the field here. Banish away the Murakumo. As we have the Eidos, finally, the Gamma's being used. On the effect to add a Monarch from the deck, we are going to negate and destroy. Now, we have to have no monster to even activate the Gamma. That's why we couldn't protect the Murakumo. And this was the other disruption I was talking about, the Wind Pegasus. It's going to shuffle a card back in the deck. Did we even have a play with this, a level 8 Synchro, or we could even try to link it off? Set 2 pass, dead Purification. Gamma's going to be dead. We're going to use the Dirac Meteor just in case those cards aren't dead. Now, you accidentally potentially helped him out. How is that? Why would that be the case? Well, the Purification, we don't have a good way to get this in the graveyard. And if we don't have a way to tribute a monster to activate this initially, and we can't get in the grave, then it's a dead card. But while in the graveyard, you could banish this card, target a reptile in your graveyard, special summon it, and if you do tribute one other monster control, there has to be another monster to even be activatable. And isn't the Murakumo banished by the Caius? So the properly summoned Murakumo's not even in the grave to activate this. We don't have another monster on the field to even activate this. The Habakiri, this one is improperly summoned. Both of them are improperly summoned. Damn. And it's any reptile, right? Target a reptile, so it could be the non-ritual, but again, we have to have another monster to even activate the Purification. It doesn't work like Habakiri where you could summon then tribute that monster. You have to tribute another monster, not the one you're summoning. You have the Prime Monarch banishing the Revolt. This once for dual effects done. Tachyon's dead because there's a Borg. Caius has to banish, doesn't it? It's not optional. Target a card in the field, banish that target. And if it is a dark, you do 1,000. Okay. Back in my day, I'm not making this up. Gia, can you account for this? I have Caius banish myself for game. Yes, banish myself 1,000 damage for game. That was the OG Gaga Cowboy. All right, let's go. Did I just add Gaga to Cowboy? Is Gaga here? Cowboy? He is Gaga. Yeah, Gaga Cowboy. Eidos, double up the Eidos. We are going to be able to perform an additional tribute summon, but it doesn't have to be right away, I believe. We're just gaining the lingering effect of being able to do so. Erebus is going to return a card from the hand back into the deck. Both of them are dead. We have 7,600 damage for lethal. Well done. So we would be at 62 without even looking at the duel, I would think. They must have burned for 1,000 from a Caius. They must have paid 800 for a Prayers. That would drop them to 62, thus giving us that lethal damage play. Damn. Monarch's winning it all, and it's all because of, I think, one of the coolest turn 1 plays. This is truly unique. Using the effect of Zaborg to set up 8 cards into your graveyard, double Dirac Meteors. I love it.